Hi, everyone, and welcome to Step 5 within the kvCORE Top 10. We're going to speak today to leveraging listings with kvCORE, and this is going to have really two parts to it. What the heck do we do when we get a listing? And what do we do when we have sold a listing? So it's going to show you how to leverage that listing when you first initially have it signed, and then how you can also leverage that sold listing to try to attract more homeowners. So the first thing we're going to do is talk about what to do when you get a listing. And I'm going to go over some examples here, as well as some tools within kvCORE of which you can use to uh, gain leads and traction with lead generation in your kvCORE database. So the first thing I'm going to show you is a coming soon landing page lead gen example for a specific property. And I'm also going to show you different tools which you can use within that landing page, such as the manual listing creation tool. This actually allows you to create a coming soon or a home you want to have on your website that might not necessarily be on the MLS. We can also create links to send people to similar homes in the area as a call to action. And I'll show you how you can make sure your background image is going to relate to the area of which you are advertising, as well as remind you the importance of using a hashtag, which helps you track your new contacts and filter them in your smart CRM into those niche targeted groups for communications and follow-up. Now, we're also going to look at how to post a listing, like a single listing, directly from your kvCORE dashboard via your MLS, because your MLS lives within your kvCORE dashboard in that listings tab. And I'll show you a couple of examples, just listed open houses. And please don't forget to use our open house app while you're at your open house. And of course, you can always create when you get a listing, just reduce or, the quote unquote price adjusted type of landing page, or even a single property IDX squeeze page that speaks to that as well. So let's take a look at a coming soon landing page. And first I'm going to show you how to get to the tool within your dashboard, and then I'll show you my example. So on your kvCORE dashboard, we're going to access this tool by scrolling down the left-hand side and clicking on Lead Engine. So it's your fifth option down on the left. And the landing page tool is going to be this first tool here on the top left-hand side. Now, depending on your level of accessibility, when you click on this where it says please select domain, you may see only your domain or your office or your team domain and your own agent domain. Or, if you're an admin for the whole shooting match of your office, you may see everybody's domain. So be super, super thoughtful and careful of which domain you're choosing here on your dropdown if you have more than one choice, because whatever you choose here, that's where we're going to be pointing this landing page for lead gen. So if I choose Kelly here, I can create a landing page for her as an admin within my company. And then when I post this, all of the leads that are responsive to this link of which we're creating will go directly to Kelly. If I wanted to send this to my company only, I could use my Katy core key for IRE. I'm just going to go ahead and choose my own subdomain here as an agent here at the top. And I'm going to click Start Building. Now, I'm not going to walk you through the entire setup process here. There is a separate training that takes you step by step through this. I do want to go ahead and make a couple of points here. This default landing page that lands here is a lead gen landing page. So when we look at this drop down on the top left, it's this lead gen landing page. So all of these options up here are templates of which you can use. The one most often used is this default one for lead gen. The main gist of this is an automatic lead gen the moment that person drops their email address in and or cell phone and clicks this orange button. So basically, when you create these, you're saying, okay, what do I want to share with my contacts out there and capture their information? So there's a lot of little factors that come into place here. So when you build one of these, you can actually change the text on your button, like where it says see the list now. You can type in here and change your button text. When somebody clicks the button, where do we want to send them for more information? Well, we can actually paste a link in up here where it says URL after login. So once they click the button, where are we directing them? And we can also build a hashtag in for tracking purposes, as well as choose customized backgrounds. And you can edit any type of text in here. And again, there's a separate training that goes over this in more detail. Now let's go ahead and take a look at my example here. So this is a coming soon. You're like, hey, looking to move to Sunnydale? Coming soon, listing under 650. If you want details before the competition, fill out the form below. And then you can fill out any type of information you want. You can get rid of bullet points here by just double clicking them, or leave them in and go from there. Now, as you can see, I've got give me the deets on my button. I have a link in here to a property. And I have a hashtag of Sunnydale coming soon in here. So every lead that responds to this link of which I am creating here is going to come into my dashboard with this hashtag, Sunnydale coming soon. So I'll be able to recognize where they came from and follow up with them accordingly. Now you'll notice here I also have a welcome to Sunnydale picture here, which speaks to the area. So you can adjust your background here on this drop down on the top right. And there's many different types of static images of which we provide. Or you can click custom background and paste in a link for URL for a JPEG. Or if it's for a single property, you could also go in and drop your primary MLS image in here. So you just drop in your MLS number, click OK. The system will pull the primary image from that property on the MLS and drop it in as your background. Pretty cool. So once we have all of these factors in place of the button, the direct for the link, the tag, the background, the text, we give it the once over and we're like, all right, we're ready to go. Let's save this and use it. So we can click save here. And the system's going to say like, hey, you know what? Once you save this, you can't edit it. So when we click OK, this is going to be the page that we use in our advertising. So it's 2 steps. We create it, then we employ it. So I'm going to click OK. And when I do that, this link up in the browser here, this is not a finalized link. This is our draft link. So when I click save, a little share button is going to manifest here top left, and a final URL will manifest in my browser. So only after you save do you have a real honest to goodness link to grab. So now from here, you can either pop up into your browser and copy your link. You can also click this little green share guy up here on the upper left and post directly into different social medias. So if you're like, okay, well, I just want to post this onto Facebook right now, I can click this Facebook icon, a pop-up will occur. And the system is going to say, well, where on Facebook do you want to share it? And here's where you can choose, where you want to share this information. Is it your own timeline? Is it a super nice and understanding friend? Is it a group of which you are a member? Are you having an open house event or something of that nature? Is it within a page that you manage? Maybe you have a business page on Facebook for your branding and marketing and for your entity in the community. Or you can even private message this to someone. So if I wanted to share this into a group, I'll go ahead and share this into our kvCORE discussion group. I can actually put the couple of characters of the group's name, choose it. I'm just going to call it, example for landing page. And it's going to post directly into the group of which I chose, which is our kvCORE discussion group for all of our users. So when I click post to Facebook here, this pop-up, its job's done. So it's going to disappear within seconds after I click post to Facebook. And now it's going to say, hey, it's going to close it on up. Now, if we go to the Facebook group, I'll be able to show you an example of how this looks. So if we look at the landing page here, this is the post I just dropped in here. So it says, looking to move to Sunnydale, coming soon, listed under 650. If you want details for the competition, fill out and they can click on this image. And you can also see here, it has my subdomain as an agent. So I know it's always going to me, which is how it should be. the consumers can click on this, those clients can click on this, drop in their email and or cell, click the button, they become an immediate lead, they get tagged, and they get forwarded to more information. So it's a win-win, and it all happens in like 10 seconds to have a new lead gen. Now, when we're speaking of different types of links you can use within your landing page generator, you have a lot of options within the kvCORE dashboard. The first of which is a manual listing. So we're going to go to this listings tab, third down on the left. And at the top left, you're going to see property listings, filter, MLS, and manual. So at the beginning of this talk, I spoke and I said, you know what, your MLS lives in kvCORE. So when this is dark gray here, MLS, this is showing all of the listings of which we're pulling directly from your MLS 24/7, 365, when the updates occur. So we're pulling all of this content to make sure you have access to updated content via your MLS. Now you can also create a manual listing here for like a coming soon. Maybe it's something that's really not on the MLS, but you want to have information out there. You can click manual here and the page will update and turn that tab dark. So now we're in the manual section where we can actually create and add a listing. So you can click this add listing here, and there's a separate training for this that goes over this in more detail, but basically you click add listing, and the system will walk you through the property location with the address, details, photos, listing information, and so forth. And what it's going to do is create a link for you on the front side of your site that you can send to your clients using landing pages, etc. And it's going to show you on the list here of the manual listings of which you've created so far. So we can see here that this is 12324 Paramount Boulevard, Downey, California, coming soon. And we can actually click on this address to open up our coming soon information within our kvCORE dashboard to read about that manual listing. And it just takes a moment here to manifest. Now, if we wanted to share this direct link to this property, if we look here to the top right, you've got different ways of sending this information to people. And you have a direct link here, which I'm going to go ahead and right click and open on a new tab. That's just my habit. And this is the coming soon manual post listing. So this is something you can actively work on and add today if you had opportunities such as this. Now, as we're also looking at these three dots here on the upper right, this is where you can get into actually sending things out via connections of which we have via different social media platforms. So like we did with the landing page, you can post directly to Facebook. You can post directly to Twitter, Pinterest, Craigslist. You can also boost a property, generate a QR code, etc. for this particular manual listing. So if we wanted to post Facebook, we would just click post to Facebook. New tab will open. And it's the same concept as we had with the landing page where we have the option of where we're going to share it with what audience. And then when we click post to Facebook, bottom right, away it goes. I'm going to go ahead and leave that site. Now, you can also pull individual listings via the listings tab via your MLS. So it's the same concept. You can find a property of which you want to share. Maybe it's 169 Jersey Avenue. Click on the address. And you'll see the direct link here, upper right, three dots, different methods of which you can send the information. Now, the cool thing here is you can also leverage this information attached to these listings when people call you or they have questions about properties. Any property you look at in here gives you the ability to look at an overview right here, right below the photo, gallery map, but really cool here is the similar listings and nearby. So you can actually click similar listings and everything that shows up here, like 169 Jersey, right? These are all similar properties to the property which we're currently looking. The nearby listings are going to show people closest to furthest away. So we've got 68 Furnace Trail, a little over 1/10 of a mile away. So you have this information to leverage as well as you're speaking with people and showing them properties. All right. Now let's speak to the other section of which we're going to cover, and that is going to be what to do when you sell a listing. And we're going to go over a just sold landing page example for a specific property or area and show you how to link people to the valuation page on your website. Of course, make sure your landing page background relates to the area of which you're advertising. Use that hashtag, leverage that hashtag. It's going to be a lifesaver when it comes to organizing and finding your targeted niche groups of people. And I'm going to show you how you can target an ad on Facebook with about 1 to 2 miles of the property sold, so we can actually hit neighbors in that area to get those homeowners interest peaked, right? And again, this is something you can use your CRM filter to also create a retargeted closed buyers list if you want to send them information about a listing that just sold in that area. So this is something you can do with a scheduled email, a mass email, and or mass text. So there's all sorts of tools you can utilize in Orchestrate, together to have a really cohesive ad campaign follow-up campaign, which is pretty cool. Now, if we go ahead and look to my example for a just sold, we have 671 Lincoln Avenue just sold. I have several buyers interested in moving to Winnetka. If you're considering selling, check your value by filling out the form below. So again, this is a saved landing page. If we look at the URL, this is my final URL, and we know it's the final URL because we see this little share button here on the upper left. So again, you can click the share button, share it to social media, or highlight, copy, and take the link with you to your social media of choice to post. Now, if I wanted to post this on Facebook and target some folks, and we'll take our link and we'll actually highlight it and copy it and take it with us to our Facebook business page and paste our link in. And we can hit boost post. Now, this gives you the ability to do a bit of targeting here, which is kind of neat. You could say, all right, well, this area is pretty, in the higher end of listings, like 650. So maybe we want to target different folks. So we could say, I want to target people that are 30 and older, right? And it brought up Washington State because that's where my remote office is. But in this case, I could put in actually the address. So that is going to be 671 Lincoln Avenue. And that was in Winnetka. And see if we can search it. So the system immediately found that address and dropped it on a pin on a map. And now I can say, who do I want to target within this circumference around the property, within this radius? So I can say, well, actually, I only want to tackle people within 2 miles of that property. So I can actually get in there and drill down into a more specified area for homeowners. And the system is going to tell you, all right, well, is it too specific, too broad? What do I need to adjust? And then you can go in here and, use your including and exclusion words within the system. So you might want to include, homeowners in the area, etc. Now, as we go back to this landing page, what I did is I created a call to action where I'm saying, hey, if you fill this out, you're going to get a free pizza with your valuation, free cheese pizza, what have you. And as these land on my dashboard, they're going to land with the hashtag of Winnetka just sold. That way I can identify everyone who looked at this property call to action for evaluation and have them in a grouping with a hashtag on my smart CRM via my filter. Now, to find your own valuation page, there's a couple of ways of which you can do this. We're going to go back to your dash. And via your dashboard, if you click on your name or your email on the upper right, you have your URL right here. So this is your website that's tied to you. When you click on this, new tab will open, and you can click this cell tab, and this is your valuation page is built in. So you can actually highlight it, copy it, take it back with you, and build it into your landing page generator. Now, as we look at this, you can also use that Smart CRM filter, as we talked about your hashtags, to create targeted lists that you can use to send via scheduled emails or mass email or mass text. So these tools are located, first you would use your Smart CRM filter to build your list. You can go to your Smart CRM, second option down on the right. And you can use your filter. You can go into lead details, and you can say, I want to find everyone within this hashtag, and just type in the hashtag of what you're seeking. So when you choose that tag, it'll turn green, and then you can click apply filters, and you'll find everyone within that hashtag entity. From here, if you wanted to send everyone a message, you would just click this little box up here at the top left and say, I want to mass email or mass text these folks. Now, you can also create a scheduled email, which is via your marketing autopilot. Scheduled mass emails here towards the bottom right, schedule an email. And this is where you can actually pop in and click on this little green button where it says schedule email. And you can say, okay, do I want to send it to a certain filter within my Smart CRM of which I've saved, a specific hashtag, a status, who is it from, when am I sending it, what time, and then write out your message. And there are separate trainings regarding each of these individual tools within your help resources. So anytime you want to learn more about the system, you've got your help resources here at the bottom left. And like if we look at your marketing autopilot, go back a step here. And you see these little question marks. These are also cues for you to watch videos or read articles to learn more about how a tool works. Now, anytime you need any assistance, it's important you chat with support, bottom right-hand side of your dash, or email us anytime, kvCORE@insiderealestate.com. Thank you.